Coast-to-coast chaos is unfolding right now, and what the computer models are showing for the next 10 days is unprecedented. 76,000 Americans are sitting in the dark without power. Wind chills have dropped to minus 50 degrees. 1,200 snow reports in just 24 hours. But that's not even the shocking part. What's coming this week will affect every single state from Washington to Maine. Catastrophic flooding, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and snow measured in feet, not inches. The question is, are you ready? The answer that changes everything is at the 30-second mark. Right now, at this exact moment, an extreme weather pattern is developing. Multiple atmospheric rivers are lining up to slam the West Coast, one after another, day after day. Some areas could see 10 to 15 inches of rain in just a few days. Meanwhile, a massive storm system is organizing in the Pacific. This storm will cross the entire country Wednesday through Friday. When it does, it will bring heavy snow to the Rockies, severe weather to the plains, and powerful winds everywhere. But before we dive into that, we need to talk about what's happening right this second, because people are in danger, roads are impassable, temperatures are life-threatening, and the situation is evolving minute by minute. The temperatures outside right now are dangerously cold. If your car breaks down, you're looking at minus 10, minus 20, maybe even minus 30 degree feels-like temperatures. That's cold enough to cause frostbite in less than 10 minutes. Car pileups are being reported across social media. Multiple vehicles. Dozens of people stranded. Emergency crews struggling to reach them in whiteout conditions and extreme cold. Do not travel unless absolutely necessary. This is not a suggestion. This is a safety imperative. The breakthrough information happens at minute 3. Stay with me. Let's talk about the snow that fell in the last 48 hours. 1,200 individual snow reports. Think about that number. Over 1,000 separate locations reporting measurable snow. Montana got absolutely buried. The heaviest amounts from this winter storm. But the Midwest got hammered too. Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio. Widespread 5 to 8 inch totals. Some locations saw even more. The storm then pivoted towards Pennsylvania and Maryland, into New Jersey where snow is still falling as we speak. That's where the power outages are concentrated. New Jersey has 14,000 customers without electricity. Pennsylvania has 10,000. Total across the country, 76,000. And that number could climb as this storm continues. Think about what that means. 76,000 homes and businesses. No heat, no lights, in dangerous, life-threatening cold. This is an emergency situation unfolding in real time. For the rest of today, another 3 to 4 inches of snow is coming. Lake effect snow is cranking up from Michigan through Indiana, West Virginia seeing it too, western Pennsylvania, western New York, into Canada. The game-changing revelation is at minute 5. Don't miss this. Everyone woke up to brutally cold temperatures this morning. Northern Texas in the 20s, northern Mississippi and Alabama in the 20s. But that's not the story. The story is the single-digit temperatures stretching all the way through Indiana and Ohio. The negative temperatures across the Midwest and upper Midwest. This is dangerous cold. Historic cold for this time in December. But it's the wind chill that's truly terrifying. Some pockets hit minus 40 degrees. Northern Minnesota saw minus 50-degree wind chills this morning. Minus 50. To put that in perspective, that's colder than the surface of Mars on some days. That's cold enough to freeze exposed skin in under 5 minutes. That's cold that can kill. Negative wind chills extended through Missouri, northern Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and out through the interior Northeast. Millions of people waking up to the most dangerous cold of the season. For high temperatures today, most areas stay frozen. The 20s are widespread, but many locations will remain in the teens, some in single digits all day long. The wind chill makes it worse. Central Texas could feel like minus 10, the interior Northeast and Appalachians, minus 10 to minus 15, the Corn Belt from Iowa through the Midwest, minus 15 to minus 20-degree wind chills all day. The shocking discovery happens at minute 7. Tomorrow, Monday, becomes the South's turn. This is when freezing temperatures push deep into Texas and Louisiana, all the way to the Gulf Coast. Northern Florida will actually drop below freezing Monday morning. Florida! Freezing! In mid-December, single digits move across the mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley out through the Northeast. Wind chills remain terrible, some areas in the teens. The Midwest and Northeast seeing negative wind chills continue. But here's where the pattern gets interesting. A warm-up is coming. Brief, but significant. Then another cold blast hits this weekend. This brings another storm system. Coast-to-coast impacts. Snow for the northern half of the lower 48. Major snow in some areas. After that storm, we transition into above-average temperatures, all the way until Christmas. Then, January brings another dramatic change, possibly the coldest pattern of the entire winter. We'll get to that later. The information at minute 15 will blow your mind. Climate Prediction Center has this warm-up forecasted through Christmas week. This has been in the forecast for about 2 weeks. If you have snow on the ground or cold temperatures right now, pay attention. This creates what's called the Great Thaw. All that snow melts rapidly. This brings a whole new problem: flooding. Lots of flooding when all that snow turns to water. The unprecedented information is at minute 9. But the Great Thaw isn't the only flood threat. The West Coast is about to get absolutely hammered. Multiple atmospheric rivers are lining up, one after another. This could continue for a week or even 2 weeks. We still have this big, high pressure over the Pacific along the West Coast. It's building. It's going to funnel all this precipitation from the atmospheric river right into Washington, Oregon, and California. At the same time, a big low-pressure storm is forming in the northern Pacific. This is going to drive everything in that direction. Bad week or 2 ahead for atmospheric river flooding along the West Coast. Monday, storms hit the west. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it just keeps coming. Driving all that moisture into the West Coast all the way into the weekend. Relentless, unending, day after day of heavy rain. And there's that big storm, starting Wednesday, going all the way into Friday and Saturday. This is the one that crosses the entire country. The one that brings snow, severe weather, and damaging winds from coast to coast. Look at the precipitation forecast. All that orange represents 5 to 6 inches of rain. The brown? 7 inches. That yellow? 10 to 15 inches. We're not seeing the bright yellow that would indicate 15 inches. We're seeing darker yellow, still 5 to 10 inches. That's a massive amount of rain in a short period. The critical breakthrough happens at minute 11. For snowfall in the higher elevations, we're using a 10-to-1 ratio. If it's very cold, could be 12-to-1 or more. Let me translate that. For every inch of liquid precipitation, you get 10 to 12 inches of snow. When you're talking about areas getting 5 to 10 inches of liquid, you do the math. 50 to 100 inches of snow, that's 4 to 8 feet. Some mountain locations could approach 10 feet. 10 feet of snow, from one storm system, that's not a season total, that's one event. Weather warnings are already posted. Washington, Oregon, higher elevations of California. Slight risk from December 21st through December 27th. That's a full week of significant weather impacts. But southern Oregon down through California has a moderate risk. December 21st through 27th. On December 25th, Christmas Day, it pivots across southern California. Moderate risk for significant flooding impacts on Christmas. This is also bringing very powerful winds. Slight risk extends from California through Texas on a little trough, all the way to the interior northeast. Widespread wind concerns. But more areas will likely be upgraded to moderate risk as this low pressure strengthens. The process is called cyclogenesis, rapid intensification of a low pressure system. When this happens, winds can become extreme. The mind-blowing revelation is at minute 13. Right now, the moderate risk is focused on the northwest, where storms will pivot and bring tremendous flooding. But this storm is trending stronger. Models show it bringing damaging winds across a much larger area of the United States. GFS model shows a stronger worst-case scenario. We don't know if the intensity will actually reach that level, but it's showing us the potential is there. Euro model shows what might be the best-case scenario, and even the best case is a powerful storm. Widespread area of 50 to 60 mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that's being conservative. 60 miles per hour is shown in red on the maps. All that brown you're seeing? 70 miles per hour. Higher elevations in Montana showing it will track across north, central, and central plains bringing 50 to 60 mile-per-hour gusts. Then across the Great Lakes and northeast, more 50 to 60 mile-per-hour wind gusts. This will fluctuate north or south as the jet stream and weather pattern come into agreement. GFS sees that strong pattern for the west, but it's bringing more wind in the 70 mile per hour range. As it crosses to the east, it shows a wider area getting these winds. more focused on mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley instead of just the Northeast. Either way, this is a very powerful storm, one that will affect millions of people across multiple time zones. The game-changing update happens at minute 15. Tuesday, the atmospheric river really gets going along Washington and Oregon. Wednesday, heavy snow starts falling in the mountains. Then the storm crosses the north-central regions and Midwest, bringing thunderstorms, bringing heavy snow, bringing cold air right behind it. This brings another cold blast, big below-average temperature pattern before we transition to that longer stretch of warm weather. This cold air arrives Friday across the Ohio Valley and Northeast, right behind the storm system. We're looking 6 days out now. Maybe another Clipper system follows. That's getting too far to have high confidence. But for the next 6 days, the pattern is clear. A lot of snow is coming. Montana to North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, lots of snow for upper Michigan. All across the Great Lakes and interior Northeast, with additional lake-effect snow on top of the main system. But the higher elevations of Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming? 4 to 6 feet, maybe more after that Clipper passes through. 4 to 6 feet from the main storm, another 1 to 2 feet from the Clipper. Some mountains could end up with close to 10 feet total. The shocking discovery is at minute 17. Wednesday, storms hit Washington, Oregon, Northern California. Snowfall begins in the higher elevations, moving through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. The cold spell comes right behind. Look at the isobars on the map. When they're packed that tight, it means strong winds. This is called a pressure gradient. The difference between high and low pressure creating powerful, damaging winds. This wind is hitting during the snowfall. That's the recipe for blizzard conditions. Heavy snow plus high winds equals whiteout conditions. Zero visibility. Extremely dangerous travel. Thursday morning, more cold air arrives. More snow. Chances for blizzards continue. But straight-line winds also develop across the mid-Mississippi Valley and Ohio Valley. This creates the potential for severe weather. Damaging winds are likely. Watch how it pulls moisture right up from the Gulf, while cold air crashes in from behind. This creates a severe weather setup. We still need to check instability levels, lift, and dew points, but it's showing at least a strong damaging wind event. Thursday evening into overnight, this severe weather threat continues across mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley. Cold air pours in behind it. Cold wind chills develop. The storm then moves into the Northeast for Friday. The unprecedented revelation is at minute 19. Right now, this doesn't look like it will become a major nor'easter with heavy snow for coastal cities. The temperatures aren't quite cold enough, but we're 5 days out. Things can shift. If this system slows down or tracks differently, there's a lot of precipitation that could fall into cold air. The potential for a big snowstorm exists, just not showing up clearly yet. For now, it's bringing another cold blast into the weekend. Let me give you the action plan, what you need to do right now. If you're in the extreme cold zone today and tomorrow, protect yourself. This is historic, dangerous cold. Wind chills of -40 to -50 can cause frostbite in minutes. Dress in multiple layers. Cover every inch of exposed skin. Limit outdoor time to only what's necessary. Check on elderly neighbors. Make sure they have heat and supplies. Bring all pets inside. Even cold weather breeds can't handle wind chills this extreme for extended periods. If you must travel, prepare for the worst. Full tank of gas, winter survival kit in your car, blankets, food, water, flashlight, first aid, charged phone. Tell someone your route and expected arrival time. The critical information happens at minute 21. Tuesday through Thursday. If you're on the West Coast, this is crucial. Especially Washington and Oregon. Multiple days of heavy rainfall are coming. Rivers will overflow. Mudslides are likely on steep terrain. If you live in a flood-prone area, move to higher ground now. Don't wait until water is rising. Have emergency supplies ready. Multiple days' worth of food and water, flashlights and batteries. Important documents in waterproof containers. Monitor river levels in your area. Know your evacuation routes. Have a plan for where you'll go if you need to leave quickly. Don't drive through flooded roads. Turn around. Don't drown. For those in the Rockies and northern mountains, prepare for extreme snow. 4 to 6 feet is not a dusting. This is serious accumulation that can collapse roofs, trap people in homes, and make roads completely impassable. Stock up now. Food for a week or more. Water. Medications. Heating sources. Make sure you can heat at least one room if power goes out. Have a backup plan for everything. Thursday into Friday, Mississippi Valley and Ohio Valley residents need to stay weather aware. Severe weather is possible. Damaging winds are likely. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Weather radio, phone alerts, local news. Know your safe spot in case of severe weather. The final game changer is at minute 23. Friday through the weekend. Another blast of cold air arrives. Not as extreme as what we're experiencing now, but enough to refreeze wet surfaces. Roads that were sloppy become skating rinks overnight. Black ice becomes a major concern. Drive carefully if you must be out. Christmas week brings that warm-up for most areas. Above average temperatures from the Great Plains through the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and into the Southeast. Some areas in Texas could hit the 80s. The 80s in late December. That's remarkable. But don't let the warm weather fool you. Rivers will be running high from snowmelt. Flooding remains a concern. Keep monitoring conditions in your area. Just because it's warm doesn't mean it's safe everywhere. Beyond Christmas, the pattern shifts dramatically. January is looking very cold, potentially one of the coldest Januaries in years for some areas. The Arctic Oscillation is trending negative. The North Atlantic Oscillation is trending negative. When both of these go negative at the same time, that's a strong signal for sustained cold in the eastern United States. That's the pattern that allows major winter storms to develop. That's when big cities can see significant snow events. February could bring bombing cyclones, rapidly intensifying storms, the kind that can drop a foot or more of snow in major metropolitan areas, the kind that shut down entire regions for days. The mind-blowing discovery is at minute 25. Here's something most people don't understand. The Canadian snowpack right now is massive, above average for this time of year. When Arctic air masses travel south over deep snowpack, they maintain their intensity better. They stay colder, longer. This amplifies every cold outbreak that moves into the United States. What would normally moderate to just cold becomes extreme cold. What would be a minor snow event becomes a major one. The Canadian snowpack is a force multiplier for winter weather. The ocean temperatures off the east coast are also running cooler than normal. Each Arctic blast cools them a little more. By late December and January, they'll be significantly below average. This is huge for snow potential in coastal cities. Warmer ocean temperatures mean more rain mixing in during winter storms. Cooler ocean temperatures mean more pure snow. This small difference can be the difference between a few inches and a foot or more. Everything is lining up for a very active second half of winter. The ingredients are coming together. January and February could be blockbuster months for winter weather. What's coming in the next video will change how you view this winter. We're doing a deep dive into the January pattern, why both oscillations going negative matters so much, what the model consensus is showing beyond 30 days. We're also breaking down specific cities and their snow potential, who's favored for big storms, who might miss out, how the pattern evolution could bring multiple significant events through February, the potential for record snowfall in some areas, historic cold outbreaks, the setup for classic noreasters that bury the I-95 corridor. All of this is coming into focus as we move through December. Subscribe now so you're ready when these forecasts start coming together, because what looked like an average winter is turning into something potentially historic. The quiet start was just the setup. January and February could be absolutely incredible. Stay safe through this current extreme cold. Prepare for the coast-to-coast storm this week. Monitor conditions closely. Make smart decisions about travel and safety. And get ready for what could be the winter everyone remembers for years to come. We'll see you in the next forecast with the complete breakdown of the January pattern and what it means for your area.